Okay, guys. Welcome to another session. Just quickly getting myself together quickly. Okay. Might be having a little bit of technical challenges. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. I hope you guys can hear me though, because I cannot hear
Yep,
anyone.
we
So
can hear you
I
clearly,
hope
bro.
you can
Yeah, we
hear
can
Yeah, we
me.
can
hear
hear
you.
you, sir. Can hear you.
Let me see. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we
If
can
you
hear
guys,
you
you guys
clearly.
can hear me.
Loud and clear, boss.
Definitely can hear me. Oh God. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you guys. Let me check this out.
Oh, kindly mute your.
All right. Okay. I just changed my system sound. I think. Can someone say something? Let me see if I still can hear you.
Let's remain learn. Can you mute your stuff, please?
All right.
But I
Okay.
wish,
Okay. Just trying to get this thing. I can't get any output. Mm, this is weird. I don't know why I can't get any output. I can't even hear anything anyone's saying. Hold on, guys. Let me just quickly. I can't hear you guys, so I don't even know what to mute. That's why I don't know why I can't hear you. I'm changing it from Zoom. Okay, I think I got a bit of sound out, but I'm okay. Let me manage it. All right. Apologies, guys. I'm just gonna mute everybody. If you want to say something, you can say something now. I think I can hear you guys. You guys can still hear me, right?
Yeah, can you hear
yeah, we
us
can hear
now?
you.
All right, beautiful. Thank you very much for that. Let me see. I'm actually using the laptop sound directly. I would have actually liked to restart the system, but I don't want to waste anybody's time. I didn't know my sound won't come out clean from Zoom. So let me see if I can. If I try to go wireless, that could take a while. Let me see
Sound
if
is
I
good,
can
by
get
the way.
audio out from. Oh wow! I just almost dropped this. Apologies, guys. I'm very, very. Not, I was having a nap when I remembered that I was having a webinar, so apologies. I can someone say something.
No problem.
All right, yeah, I can hear you guys now. Everything's good. Okay, all sorted. Beautiful. All right, let me get.
Yay.
Hey, yeah, Aslan. Okay, let's get straight into it. Last week we had a few trades. Okay, last week this was a trade we had last week. We had the GBP Chf, GBP USD, and the gold short super high risk. Did anybody trade any of this last week?
Yep,
You made
I
money,
did.
right? You made money, right? I saw your account, Mokhtar, last week. You've been caking. I see how you do it. I see how you eating your money low key. I see how you move. I see how you move. That's some good amount of money coming in last week. Yeah, you know, the asset acted weird. Gold acted weird for a little while, but I was glad it actually still we're still able to get some money out of it. So that's good. Let me quickly go back and just do a quick recap. I was doing analysis earlier today before you guys came on. So these are stuff I've come up with already. That's why I could actually have a nap, whilst doing this. Okay. This is recording. So the gold trade, if I'm not mistaken, we went in. I didn't put a date on that, so we just have to quickly retrace the steps. So 11th, right? So that would have been we would have went in on probably 12 or 13. I can't remember which date. Let me quickly load up the probability and see which date that would have been for the gold entry. Man, all right, let's put this up. All right, so gold was on, I don't even know. I can't remember what day we went into gold, guys. Probably gonna be on what day? Yeah, probably around 13 or 12. I can't remember what date it was now anymore.
I think it was on Monday.
It was
Monday.
12,
12.
Monday.
Okay, cool. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. So on the 12, we went in on the 12, which was here. So basically, that's just the only thing that I did. 161 before it pulled back and then went back down. So altogether, if you had actually just hold true, if you didn't come out at the 20 moving average, you probably have come out right here about 91 pips. But see this thing, this up move that came into play, right? Funny enough, because this trade was a super high risk. That move came from this day on the 15th. So 15 to 16 to the buy move, and then if I'm not mistaken, exactly on that 15, this popped to the upside, higher. So which means this trade, if you weren't out on that 15, you probably go rated, but I mean, I presume everybody should have been out. This is why trailing stops sometime is one of the best, things you can have when you're trading. So that's that one. It was a good trade for me anyway. I got some profit out of it before it decided to turn to the other side. So Gbp Chf, that was a very annoying trade, Gbp Chf, but I think also came into profit. So just gonna quickly recap on that as well. So Gbp Chf was a very annoying one, very, very annoying to be quite frank. 14th long, and then so the date 14th was long, and he did that. But guess what he did on this day, on the 16th? Came back, if you had a stop loss and probably rated you out and still continued going back up. So these is how these GBP people cheat. They just literally try to kick you out of your trade and then go back to where it's going. But according to the trade is still running. But what I know is like, I took some profit off the table. I can't remember. I don't think I actually traded this one. No, I don't think I traded this, but some profit was meant to be taken out of the table. If I remember from the last webinar, because price was somewhere below here, I said that some profit should have been taken out around the 50 moving average anyway. So if you've taken that profit out, kudos to you. That's good. And then GBP USD long as well. Let me just check that. So let me just quickly look for where that is. So GBP USD is another one. We are meant to go in 13, 14 till 16th. So we're meant to go in between here or here, whichever one you choose. Take some profit right here around 55 pips until 16th, which was exit date. So if you'd exit on Friday and you went in on that day, you will have profited this much, 97 pips. Not that much, but still something. Accumulate all three together, you should be about at least almost 200 pips in profit for a week. So, which is good enough. I mean, it's not bad. Not the best of the weeks, but not bad. So that leads us into today. I wouldn't want to just go run around everything, that I've done before. So I would go through what I've discovered so far for this week's trade. So this week, I'm going to be looking at the CHF. I think that there is a very small window of opportunity on this trade. So let me just load up the COT. First things first, the COT comes first, because there wouldn't be any point of me doing analysis on the seasonality and the probability and then see the COTs in full alignment. I like them best when they're in full alignment, because the more alignment we get, the better it is for us. So with CHF, what we can see is there's a little bit of short power coming in, not too big, just a little tiny bit of change, even though the overall dominant force here is long, but there's that short side coming into play. I just want to capitalize on that short move. It's not a lot. It could be risky, but I think there's an opportunity right there. So 18th. So from today's 18th right here, so 19 right here, right around the spot, we expect price to fall, right, to about the 22nd, and then price goes back up. Now, from the analysis that I did, for example, is, Euro CHF, I would have loved to, I want to buy that, and then I want to flip it back the other direction. So it's kind of like write it down, and then write it back up like a yo-yo. But let's see what Euro CHF has to show first, and then we can then decide. So far, this is what we're looking at. Just by looking at this already, since the entry's on 19, my eyes is more fixated around the 50 moving average for the entry. And my first exit will be the 20 moving average. Now, this asset is a very, very slow asset. It's just 36 pips, maybe 39 pips, but it's still something. And then we sell it way back down. And if we look at that on the weekly, we'll probably sell it all the way back down to about here. So, it could give about 100 or something pips plus in totality, but, it's a slow asset. So if we look at the probability for that one, so let's just go to Euro CHF. So Euro CHF, right? This is what we're looking at. So on the 19th, we see the buying power coming on the 19th, buying power coming on the 20th, and then we could get a small sell, then buy, but on the flip side of it, to sell it back, there isn't any proper alignment on that flip side of it. So that's super risky for me. But from what I can see from the probability, 19th seemed to be a good entry, which is tomorrow, 20, and then we have to be careful about the 21st. But based on what we know from the seasonality, 22nd is our maximum exit. So probably we out on Thursday, right? So we go in on 19th, which is tomorrow, and then we come out on Thursday, which is a medium risk trade, and we buy that, and then we might look for a sell, but it's high risk. So I really just expect guys to just stay away. Just take the small amount that it gives you right here, be contented with it, and we wait for another opportunity. Okay. So in terms of looking for entry will be around the 50 moving average. For me personally, exit will be about the 20 moving average. It's not big, as I said, it's just 39 pips. For the guys that are new with a very small account, this is a perfect way to trade. You just test it out on this, test your small account on this. And when I say test, I don't mean like you risk, your account on this, but I mean it's a small way to test the waters without having the high volatility to blow your account. That's what I just mean by test. Okay. So we move to the next one. The next one is USD CHF, right? Now, looking at this one is the same exact same thing, but this one is a little bit more, it's a little bit more satisfactory, I guess, because it's on a low risk side. So if we look at this trade for the 19th, so what we can see is we got a buy. So we got that 4 days of buy to the 22nd as predicted by the seasonality, right? And then we get that what's it called? We get that flip to the downside, which is the sell from the 23rd. We got that sell on the 26th, and then we got a buy, but we got a sell power coming all the way through. So we will buy that till 22nd, and then sell from the 23rd. This is still high risk. I can't remember why I labeled this as high risk, but I presume the main reason I labeled it as high risk is because of the commercial side, is not fully in alignment with it. We can see they're adding position in both directions. So some people are preparing for the long side, some people are preparing for the short side. So some people are preparing for this fall of it, while some people are preparing for this long of it. But what we can see is most people are actually preparing for this short rather than the long. So I presume that's why I labeled it, but it's something we can ride like a yo-yo. So if we look at the USD CHF, same thing applies. It's around the 200 moving average right here. We can see the 20 moving average lingering on the weekly. Let's check the monthly. The monthly just got rejected between the 20 and the 50. So what we can see, or what we're expecting overall, is price moving, probably touching the 200 moving average, then moving back up and probably exiting at the 20 moving around the 20 moving average right here would be a good ideal spot to exit. So giving about 84 pips, and then reselling that back down. So if we sold that back down, let's say we exited around the spot and we are able to sell back, that should give at least around 114 pips. So about 200 pips in total for this one. Okay. That would be what we look to ideally gain from this asset. So, and then which then lead us to CAD CHF. Now, with the CAD CHF, what I actually did with this one is slightly different. I haven't done a complete analysis. I haven't checked GBP, AUD, or NZD, but I've checked up to CAD. So with the CAD, I see there's a little bit of buying power coming in. They took out some position from the sell side, just a tiny bit of buying power from the commercial side. Overall, the short side is still the predominant force in this, but what's it called? The long side had a little bit of momentum. So what I'm gonna do, what I did was I looked at the seasonality for the CAD and see maybe there might be, a slight change coming through. And then what I figured was, so around right here, where is it? Here on the 21st, right? We got that buying side lasting up until the 30th, right? In this for the buy. And because we already know that the CHF is going on the short side based on the seasonality and the COT report, CAD CHF seems to be a very good candidate, to fill in this part, for that period of time. Actually, one thing to point out right here, which just came to my mind right now. I wasn't thinking about that when I was doing the analysis. And the one thing is this: at this specific date, which is the 21st, right, of April, I think around that period, CHF also is meant to gain some strength, right? Yeah, the strength comes in a day after. So we have two assets going in towards the same direction, right? So there's two assets going towards the same direction. Now, the tiebreaker for me on this one, which could be very, very risky, to be quite frank, could be super, super risky for, you know, for trading. The tiebreaker for me though was what's it called, the probability. And when I looked at the probability on that, on that specific date, which should be 22nd, right? 21st, right? So 21st, what I could tell was it didn't give me the buy there, but it gave me on the 22nd instead. So I have 2 days of buying power for CAD on 22nd, 23rd. Then we got that consolidation. Then we got that buy consolidation. Then we got that buy up until the end of the month. And if we look at this on the chart, what we can see is on the weekly chart, what we can see now is CAD has been getting some strength on the weekly side, and then it's getting support. It's getting support from what's it called? From the 200 moving average. So, there is a possibility that that support is going to hold and price ends up going back up. So what ideally I want to see is price comes back to around the 50 moving average right here. Then we set for that buy till the end of the month, and we take our first profit around 78 pips, and probably the next profit, if price keeps going, should be somewhere around here. We can see rejection around this zone, rejection here, so that would be the ideal exit for me, so which leads about 167 pips. So all things equal, this is the three trades I've looked at so far. There might be more trades coming. I haven't actually had time to look at them. I just went for a nap after I looked at this and I just napped off. So that being said, those are what I've gone through so far. And is there any question on any of those? Does anyone have any questions on those? Let me check another asset. No, okay, good. So I can use the remaining time because this is quite a very short one because I've done a little bit of analysis. But what I can do is I can look at another asset in the meantime. So let's just look at GBP, for example. So let me see what GBP is saying on the COT, and if GBP is looking okay, these guys are going short. So these guys are going short and this is going long. So for me, GBP is a no-brainer. I'm not touching it. To be quite frank, I could touch it if I find a specific asset in the GBP region that's been going up for a while. Let me see. Right. This one just got stuck. I'm just gonna wait for that. AUD. Okay, I'm gonna give AUD a check in a second. This just got stuck. I don't know why. It's stuck. Just switch that over, man. So I'm just switch that over. So we can go through AUD. Let me see if it's not loaded yet. Okay, we can go through AUD. I mean, GBP anyway looks risky. I don't want to put you guys into a risky scenario. So let me check AUD. Wait, can you guys still hear me? Because it seems like I'm connected. Oh, presume you guys can still hear me, right? No, maybe not.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah,
Yes, we can hear you.
I don't know why if Zoom is working, but my entire internet is just not playing out. Yeah, I do have internet access. So what's happening? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Okay. So let's see AUD. I mean, with AUD right now, on the 19th, AUD doesn't really look good, bro. Like I wouldn't want to touch AUD. The main reason is because the 5 years is showing weakness coming, while the 32 and 15 years is showing strength. So AUD wouldn't be an ideal pick for me in this one. You know, I just let that slide. You know, we might want to check NZD. You see what NZD might be saying. Okay. No. NZD also, you know, it's a no-go till about around here, the 2nd of May. So that would be a good one to sell. So, I mean, ideally, what we found in this one is the CAD looks good. Oh wow, so this thing is bugging out. The CAD looks good, and the CHF also looks good. Yeah, always daily, man. Always daily. Try use the daily or the weekly, whichever one works best for you. But I prefer to use daily or weekly. You know, daily would be my primary source to go to for retracement. So yeah, so CAD still looks like a good option for me. You know, the GBP might look good, but I do not want to risk the GBP. You know, it, Euro has been getting stronger, whereas we expecting the GBP to have got stronger. So, you know, no, the GBP wouldn't be an ideal trade because it just looks risky at the moment. So the only one that looks a little bit more accommodating is the CHF and also the CAD. That being said, we can check. I don't want to load too much trade into this, you know, because too much trade sometimes get everything confused. You know, we have 3 trades that we're looking at, and the 3 we had last week one anyway.
What's the analysis on gold?
Gold isn't ready. I think I checked gold. Gold isn't ready. Gold
Okay.
actually isn't ready. So I'm looking at gold because gold really did good last week and the week before. So um, you know, for me personally, gold would be something I'll trade possibly later on. You know, yeah. So this is gold now. I mean, unless on the 21st, but 21st to 23rd, I don't really want to risk it. You know, let me check the date. So 21st to 23rd, Wednesday to Friday. You know, for that sell. But if we check, where is that? Hmm. If we check the COT, let me see what COT is saying on go. COT is pointing towards the buy
They're
side.
buying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you know, I don't want to risk it, man. I don't want to risk gold, you know. Yeah, I just rather just stay with this slow moving asset for this week, even if it's
Yeah.
you know, a few hundreds you'll be able to pile up from it. You take it like that, and then you know, come back next week when there's like you know, a decent amount of trade to go for, and then we go for that next week. You know, that would be my ideal, you know, the best bet for me anyway. So let me just check
Okay.
CAD JPY. Let's see what I say. CAD JPY, we have that. No. So CAD JPY is no good for me. You know, there's too much choppiness in it. I don't want that. I just want something that's gonna be smooth on the probability. So okay. Um no, Euro shows it's gonna gain some strength. No. So no, I'm expecting CAD to become stronger by 22nd, right? 21st, 22nd. So let's see. Yeah, yeah. So 22nd, USD CAD seems like it might get stronger, but just 2 days though. There's just only 2 days opportunity for that. So USD CAD, which shows on the 22nd, there might be that short. Oh, and this would be a good one to be honest. Okay, maybe not that good. It's not that moving. It just only moves about 30 pips on average. If I look at average true range, 74 pips on the daily. So eh, it's still okay, but no. If you want to go for this, if you see an opportunity to sell this, it might be a good one to go for, but I don't want to touch it. Let's see GBP Now, GBP kind of have a conflict of interest because I'm expecting GBP to go stronger, even though the COT is not pointing towards that direction. So, and that's what the probability is doing as well. So, just let that slide. There's no go on that. And which one is this? NZD. Okay. No, so also has no, no go in that. AUD. So no go. Yeah. So basically, we good with this, man. Let's just stick with this. Let's stick with this 3 trades for now. There isn't any point trying to look for more. To be honest, this enough. This should be good enough. I think though, USD CHF we might be able to ride in both directions. So personally, from what I'm checking out anyway, I think USD CHF might be something we can ride on both directions. So we can go up and then go all the way back down. So, eh, this shouldn't affect the account too much. And if we look at um the average true range for this, 58 pips on a daily. And if you use on the 4 hours, for example, a stop loss of 2 times your ATR, that's about 42 pips. So yeah, that should be sufficient enough. I don't see any challenge with this one. I just will wait for this one to like probably retest around here, or let me see. Let me check the daily time frame. To be honest, we're buying, so yeah, so it should be somewhere around there. So yeah, so price already came here. Probably price comes down a little bit more. Ideally, maybe we might see even a gap to the upside, and then price comes back and test around this region, and then we just buy that ticket first profit around the 200 moving average on the 4 hours and the 50. Let me check where that is. Um, yeah, so just before this 20 moving average, we could just take that, and then what we can do is if price gets there, around the 23rd, what we do is we'll sell it directly. If price gets here on the 23rd, we just sell it from here. We know that that's where our entry is. If price goes above it, we just wait and look for a new entry region. But, I presume price is probably going to get around here. So this asset might consolidate for a little while, but just about holding it for a while, setting your stop loss below, around here, and then waiting for that to pop into that zone. Once it's there, sell it back and set your stop loss somewhere above that line, around here, and then we can ride it all the way back down again. And most likely this time when price comes back down, it's going to break this moving average right here and find a new low. So most likely price is probably going to get around here. That's hopefully what I'm expecting anyway. Or price gets somewhere around here. So which should be around 150, 153 pips to about 69. So about 200 plus pips for this one. All right. Is there any questions on this? No.
No, not yet.
You guys don't need to feel shy. You've been around. You've been with me for a long time. No need to be shy. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions or anything you want me to check, I could go through it quickly. But to me anyway, this are the 3 trades I'm gonna look to trade. This, I wouldn't be concerned about the flip. I wouldn't want to flip this. I'll just wait. I'll rather flip this one. And, this will be, a good one. So I will go in on this and probably this. Then I exit on this date. And the date I exit that, I will take this trade, and then we'll sell this one the next day after. So that's basically it for today's webinar, guys. We don't really have much else to go through. There isn't that much alignment, in play. There might be other alignment with CHF or with CAD that I've not looked into or I've not seen, but I just prefer to stay with these ones for now. Okay. So If you guys have any questions, you can just pop it in the Telegram group or pop it here in the meantime, and I'll get to answer that as soon as I can. And if if not, we just catch up in the middle of the week, and we take some profit. Fingers crossed, we take some profit. We can't be too sure about these things, So, but yeah, that's it. I hope everybody's keeping safe. And if there's no question, I'd just like to wrap up the webinar right here. So it'll be a very short one. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks very much. Aslan, you still have your membership. I hope you know that, right? So when you're ready for that, let me know. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Hey, okay, guys. Take care of yourself and have a lovely trading weekend. We catch up during the week. Okay. Take care of yourself.
Okay.
Blessings.
Bye.
All right, thanks, boss.
You're good, man.